We got a
He's
special
back.
episode here for y'all today. We're gonna get into the hip hop beef going around Drake, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. Well, not J. Cole anymore, and everybody else. So let's get into it. First of all, DJ, just tell me where you at, man. Tell me where your head is at with everything that's dropped in full totality. What's the impression so far?
Well, let me give some of the listeners some background on it, man. Listen, I've taken my time off from hip hop for a minute. I need to reset my mind. You know what I'm saying? I've been listening to a lot of Afro beats, some island music. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to just refresh my I don't know, my ears, if you will. So when I heard that my boy Kendrick was back, it's one of my all-time favorites. Dog was snapping on Future album, bro. Like that. And listen, killing it. And then, you got some rebuttals coming up. So now I gotta tap back in, right? So I'm tapping back in. So I'm listening like, all right, Drake and J. Cole kinda giving them some rebuttals. I would say this, J. Cole, my guy, man, listen, Fayetteville's own, he didn't really want to do that like that, which is cool. It's okay. You didn't want to respond like that. It's all right. I could tell the tonality of the music and the words and what was said. He didn't kind of want to do that. But you know what? It's all good, my guy. Like at least you kind of put something out there for your fans, just so you wasn't taken in as I don't know, as a simp. You ain't want to just lay down. You know what I'm saying, Paul? But I say this, Drake. I'm kind of proud of him to, even though it took him probably like 2 weeks, maybe like 2.5 weeks to get a rebuttal, something like that. I don't know. You got to correct me if I'm wrong, Drew, but I'll say this. I'm proud. I'm proud of Drake and where he went with it. Like he's not ducking the smoke.
Yeah.
What I'm scared of for him is like him seeing flashbacks of Pusha T. Oh, bruh, listen,
I'm
Kendrick
gonna
is
allude to that here in a second. But
please do, but I just
uh
yeah, go
yeah.
ahead, Drew. What you got?
I
What you
think
got?
it took I think on the timeline here, maybe it was around 3.5 weeks. Y'all can let us know if we're off on that, on his response. But he was on tour. I figured this is kind of around the time we would get something when we got it. Um, you know, overall, bro, I'm just happy. I'm just happy this shit is competitive right now. You know what I'm saying? From the moment Drake and J. Cole dropped First Person Shooter, great track. However, my first thought as an old school hip hop head is like, bro, we clicking up a lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
This it's not the same competitive level I'm used to. Even Drake on the track, was focused on more of making a hit record than he was out rapping Cole. I'm the type of hip hop fan where I want to see the other rapper try to out rap even on features. And that's just, how I'm wired as a fan personally and how I'm used to, hip hop. But I respect everybody's music that's involved. I'm not necessarily partial to anybody, but I love hip hop. So this is just super fun for me to just sit back and pick this apart and strategize and figure out where the next chess move is and just to get to see everybody's reaction. I'm enjoying every single bit of this. So first and foremost, thank you, Kendrick. Thank you very much for
Thank you.
go ahead and throwing a grenade in this shit and letting us get the opportunity to enjoy hip hop in its true form on a competitive level, right? So to respond to what you said on J. Cole, yeah, man, you could tell on 7 Minute Drill, the tonality of his rapping was not in battle mode. It wasn't in
No.
I'm prepared to go there type time. You know what I'm saying? That's not
Right.
the time he was on.
Right.
So there's two ways to look at this, and I think you have to be able to separate the human element from the rapper side of things in the career side, right? On a human element, if this is not good for your mental health, if this isn't good for you, you can't sleep, like he said, I can't sleep. I haven't been able to sleep for 3 days, right? If that's how it's affecting you, then yes, you need to bow out. However, J. Cole, dog, you can't be talking greasy for 3 years on tracks about how nobody should diss you, how nobody better than you, how no rapper better step to you, how if you diss somebody, man, they gonna feel that. You can't rap like that for 3, 4, 5 years. And then when you finally get smoke, you dip out. You can't do it. It wasn't that serious, in my opinion. This is what everybody knew. This was on a competitive level. Nobody's, this isn't getting violent and shit. Cross our fingers that doesn't happen. But that's not the type of time that I don't think anybody was on. So it was surprising to me to hear that from him, first and foremost, especially if you're going to dip out. Why did you release that track from the get-go?
Right. Hey, Drew, and I think he was getting pressed, bro. I think it was fans, maybe a little bit of social, maybe some internal guys. I think he was getting pressed a little bit. They was like, listen, man, so if somebody dissed you and we chilling at the crib or we out and like, hey, man, I heard what happened. What you gonna do? Like what you gonna do? Are you gonna respond or what? What's up? The streets is waiting for something like you to say, nah, I'm not with it, or be like, nah, man, I'm ready. I'm here for the smoke. And you right. Dog has been talking a little greasy on tracks for a minute, and I love the confidence. But also, this goes back to a great analogy, right? This is just like nowadays, everybody's buddy and friends that's hooping together. You feel me? Like it's like, where's the competitive? When I see that
That's a
competitiveness,
great
I see
example.
like great example. I see Draymond. He ain't letting up. He don't care that LeBron is his friend. He's still going at him. You know what I mean? Like you got those. What's my guy name that plays for Houston? The other guy, the guy that used to play for Memphis, the one that got LeBron and them started.
Dylan
You know what
Brooks.
I'm talking about, Drew.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks. You know what I'm saying? Dylan Brooks, Pat Bev. These guys, they don't care that you cool. They going at you. If we best friends back in the day and we was hooping against each other, bro, I'm going at your neck. That's showing how much I love you. You know what I'm saying?
Even
Pause.
more so.
Like I'm going,
if
bro,
that's your
even
boy,
more so.
even more so,
Bro,
you
you
going
got
at him, right?
yes,
That's just what you
yes,
do. It's a
100%.
respect thing. It's a respect thing.
Yes.
I would respect you less if we were on the court and you didn't give me everything
Yeah.
you got. And that was with anybody I've ever played ball with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I even at the end of the day, if I lose, like at the end of the day, I want to take your best shot, and that's
Yeah.
it. Bottom line, right?
Yeah. 100.
And after the game, we gonna chill. We gonna talk. We gonna crack some jokes. It is what it is. But
yeah,
in my opinion, you can't talk like this and then duck it. This is like if Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan had a chance to play King of the Court, all three in their prime. And Kobe was like, you know what? I've been talking all this stuff for years. I'm out. Y'all go ahead. Kobe wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So here's my thing. How am I supposed to react now when J. Cole is talking greasy? How am I supposed to receive his music? Because I don't know. I don't know how to take him seriously at this point when he is rapping. And he's, make this clear, before this moment and historically, J. Cole has been one of my favorite rappers. So let me get this out the way. This is not hating. This is me frustrated as a J. Cole fan. How am I supposed to take you seriously? I understand rappers cap all the time. However, there has to be some element of truth to your content.
Oh, yeah.
And how am I supposed to react now if you on a record, if you on your album, The Fall Off, coming out, and you talking greasy, you talking about how nobody should diss you or nobody should come at you and I'm the best rapper in the world and all this, you can't test my pen. I can't take that seriously no more. So what are you going to rap about?
Oh, yeah. Nah. And you know what I love though, Drew? What I love is I love consistency, right? And that's with anything, sports, life. I love consistency. Your boy Kendrick, I hate to get off the J. Cole topic, but your boy Kendrick has been consistent with this shit. I'm talking about Control. First, when I heard Control, bro, cancel Christmas, dog. Everybody was just like, he just dissed
And he name
everybody except
dropped
his goats.
everybody.
Every single body that was somebody, he name dropped them all. He don't care. He name dropped the dudes that was on
He
the
got
same
dissed
song,
from
Big
people.
Sean and Jay.
He got dissed from
Bro,
people that he didn't mention because he didn't mention them.
bro, come on, dog. Like I'm just saying, the consistency's there, bro. And then also he's selling out shows, or he's selling shows. He's touring. You know what I'm saying? We always looking for an album. I'm just saying, man. Listen,
Here's the
when
thing,
you
and Kendrick
go
doesn't
ahead,
release
go ahead.
music, bro. And to your point, Kendrick doesn't release music as often as some of these other dudes. But the difference
Right.
is that when he releases it, it's a whole production.
It's wild.
There's layers to everything he does in all of his projects. And one thing that I think J. Cole even admitted in his apology was basically like, bro, I don't feel right talking about my dude's discography, which was the first thing I thought when I heard that track was like, Cole, if you gonna go at anything with Kendrick, it can't be his albums, dog.
Nah,
It can't, because
nah.
his worst album is still one of your best. So
Yeah,
you can't use that angle. That's not something that's gonna work. That's not something that's gonna hit, because Kendrick's albums are classics, especially Good Kid, Mad City. However order you want to put them in. Some people think To Pimp a Butterfly is overrated. Whatever order you want to put them in, but Damn, To Pimp a Butterfly, and Good Kid, Mad City, those three projects alone, I don't know if J. Cole has an album that tops one of those. Like, I don't. I think that's debatable. And I love J. Cole.
And J. Cole's best album was probably what, Forest Hill Drive? That's, I mean, probably his best work. Forest Hill Drive is probably his best work, like start to finish.
It's that, the Off Season, and Born Center, in my opinion.
Yeah, KOD was, that's when he started doing his chill hippie shit.
KOD was kind of like
shit.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, like, we back to it. All right, J. Cole, listen, bro. Yeah, if somebody tag him or something, dog, if you don't want to be in the beef, like you said, cool. But you just can't talk that shit on your songs like that no more. It just doesn't make sense. It's not adding up. 1 + 1 ain't 4, bro.
Yeah, these are the rules. You know what I'm saying? Like,
these are the rules.
You can't talk greasy like that and then move the way you've moved. Now, this is the last thing I'll say about J. Cole. And, you know, a lot of people have piled on, so I'll say this and I'll move on. I'll let you respond. But if you're going to take the track off Spotify, you're going to take it off streaming platforms, why did you wait until the first week was done, my dude? Why didn't it go off right away that night that you said it? Why didn't you have your dudes take it off then? Why did you wait until the first week's sales were done? You know,
that's
like, you moving funny for me. I'm looking at him sideways now, like, so what are you really doing this for? Because I thought you a backpack rapper.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I thought you were about the rap. Anytime, any place. Yo, let me put down my backpack and I'll do this cipher on the corner real quick. That's what I thought the type of time J. Cole was on. So the frustration in my voice is disappointment, because I'm looking at you a little different now. Yeah. Do what you got to do for your mental health. Do what you got to do for your mental health. Maybe rap about that. Maybe help some people in that area. That would be great. Do that. But don't talk about shit you not about. That's my biggest thing. At least, and we're gonna lead this right in to the next topic. At least what I can say about Drake, we can talk about whether or not he writes his own shit, but at least what I can say about Drake is that he is willing to get down and dirty if it's necessary. He's willing to get greasy. He's willing to go there. He's willing to get petty. He's willing to do it, right? So, especially, he's got 20 people right now that have a problem with him. And I don't know why he's pissed so many people off or how, but in all the backstories, hopefully more will be revealed. But I can at least respect Drake for coming at this and saying, yo, I'm not going to back down from none of y'all. I'm gonna talk about all of it, and all of y'all gonna get a little something.
Facts. Bro, that's
So yeah,
facts.
bro, that that's the last thing I'll say about J. Cole. But you know, right now with a little status check on where we're at this moment, and checking the temperature, Drake released his diss track, Push Ups, aimed at Kendrick Lamar. Rick Ross had a line in there about Metro, which I thought was funny as hell. And he talked about a lot of different stuff. Definitely got some disrespectful. You heard it for the first time, so I want to get your initial thoughts on what you heard, and then I'm going to go through some lines here on what I thought kind of the hardest punches were, and we can kind of go from there.
Okay, cool. Say that one more time, bro. Say that one more time, bro.
Yeah, so I know you heard this one for the first time, and we still kind of like digesting it, but I want to go through your initial thoughts when you heard the Drake response, and then I'm going to go through some lines here that I kind of thought were his harder punches on the track, and we're going to kind of dissect it a little bit more.
Yeah, so I'm with the disrespectful talk when it comes to beefs, or at least beef tracks, right? So I liked what I heard. I'll say that from a hip hop rap perspective, I want to say he didn't hold too much back. You know, I feel like Drake, he had the energy. He had some you know some one liners, two liners in there that I was just like, ooh, I was like, okay, man, he's going at his neck. I like the premise of the song though. It's called Push Up. That nigga said tops tell you drop and give me 50. He's like,
Because
yo,
you're taking
all right, do them
50%.
push-ups.
Yeah, because those are his
Oh,
splits.
that's his
Yes,
split?
that is his split.
Dog, did not know that.
So it
I did
was
not
the
know that.
drop and give me 50. Yeah, that's part of it. And there's also a video of Kendrick online doing push-ups that kind of circulated. But that's
Dang.
what that stems off. So it's a double entendre of the drop and give me 50 with the push-ups, but also drop and give me 50% of your splits. That's what he was saying.
And,
And let me see.
and see, Drew, and this is the thing, Drew. Like, what I like about it is when Drake's gonna give you a response, he's gonna do some homework. Like it's gonna be some stuff that it might be on the net, but some stuff is it might not. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yeah.
gonna make other people kind of do their research too. But what I like is Dog didn't hold shit back. He came with the energy. Pause. But I don't know. I think he rebutted in a good way. You know, way better
Yeah.
than J. Cole's. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to bring that up again, but yeah, way better than
Yeah.
J. Cole.
And the
For sure.
line here after the, you know, because Top told you drop and give me 50, like some push-ups, and then he said your last one bricked, you really not on shit. They make excuses for you because they hate to see me lit. Pull your contract because we gotta see the split. It's 50%. So that's where that comes from. So yeah, that was one of the harder jabs on the record for sure. So there's that. The next one I wanted to bring up to you is right here. So, you know, he does some things that I thought were probably a given for any Kendrick diss track. He mentions the fact that Kendrick did a verse with Maroon 5, did one for Taylor Swift. He's trying to make him look soft. He wears a size 7.
Yeah.
These are the things that he's trying to, you know, paint him in that light, right? He calls him a pipsqueak, which I just thought was funny. You know, so there's some name calling in here, calls him a pipsqueak, calls him a pussy. And then let's see here. I be with some bodyguards like Whitney. Whitney is Kendrick's wife.
Oh, so that was a little double entendre. Whitney Houston and Bodyguard.
So
Ooh.
he's saying it like Whitney Houston from the film The Bodyguard.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But also Kendrick is wife's name is Whitney Alford. And I think he's trying to imply that there was some sort of affair with Kendrick's wife and a bodyguard. So it's basically
Getting
a
close to
shot
home.
saying that she was saying that she like an alleged allegation of
Drew,
unfaithfulness. I don't think there's any. I don't know that there's any
Drew, check this.
information that. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is where I was leading into.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Go
Check
ahead.
this. All right, I don't know if you're about to say the same thing I'm thinking, but this is what I'm about to say. Do you remember this is where things went south last time we Pusha T?
Yes.
I think
Yes.
Drake brought up his wife
Yep.
in a rap, and it got ugly after that. And now Kendrick got battery in his back. I know y'all heard those bars, by the way.
Even DJ Academics,
but
who's close with
DJ
Drake.
Academics. Yeah.
DJ Academics, who's close with Drake, said he told Drake that, okay, if you say this, remember how this shit went last time. This is like, he basically was advising him against doing that part. He's like, I wouldn't use that yet.
Yeah, it's not there. It's too fresh.
Yeah.
So it might be over for your boy now. It might be over for your boy.
So he goes from there. He calls him a little midget ass. He's definitely more disrespectful and direct. We got to remember here, this isn't around yet because Drake just responded on a full track. Kendrick hasn't had a full track yet. He's only had a short verse. So we haven't seen or heard anything that Kendrick would have planned for a full song. So we got to keep that in mind. We're not out of the first round when it comes to them two yet. It's Drake responding to Kendrick's short verse. Kendrick has yet to reply with a full song. So that's what we're dealing with currently.
And also and you still about to go through these verses probably, right, Drew? But also let's try to, I don't know, think and get an understanding of how Drake dissed your boy Ricky Rose as well. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Like,
and
not the boss.
Yeah, he dissed the boss. There's some history there. Drake unfollowed him. I mean, Rick Ross unfollowed Drake around the time that record came out with Kendrick. So it looked to everybody that he was kind of like picking a side, right? Turns out, according to Rick Ross, he basically says he unfollowed Drake because Drake called, I guess, the feds or the cops or cease and desist for French Montana on something.
And that's
apparently that's the rumor.
Ricky Rose.
Yeah. So apparently that's the reason for the unfollow. And Drake gave him some attention on this track. And basically was like, I'm responsible for all your number ones. Let's see if I can find the line here. I might take your latest girl and cuff her like I'm Ricky. He's talking about, he sent tickets to Rick Ross's ex to one of his shows, Christina Mackey, on the tour. And so that's kind of what he's referring to there. He's saying, can't believe he jumping in. This dude turning 50. Calling him old. Every song that made it to the chart he got from Drizzy. Spend that little check you got and stay up out my business. So those were the bars directed at Rick Ross. Rick Ross responded with a whole diss track on his own called Champagne Moments. And you heard that. Want to hear your initial thoughts on what you heard from the boss on his response.
So out of all of the rebuttals, I would say in this total, this little beef that's going on, with J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drizzy, I'm gonna say Ricky Rose stayed. He kept it strictly hip hop. I mean, to rebuttal in 2 hours after you hearing a diss is like the ultimate. He's like, listen, listen. I know we out to eat right now. We need to go back to the crib, and I need to jump in the booth real quick. He called the engineer, like, meet me at the crib. We about to lay this track down, just so you know. I'm about to eat and drink and smoke the rest of the night after I lay this track. You feel me? I love how he kept it hip hop and state some facts in there. He like, man, you ain't never been. I'm number one because of you. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Like the boss drop hustling, bro. He wasn't on that. The first number one I think that he was on with Drizzy, if I'm not mistaken, was Stay Scheming. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that was like the first song. So it's nah, dog. You not, bruh.
Now we got all the responses. We got Drake responding with the full track. Where do we think, or where is your mind at in terms of how Kendrick is going to approach this next response in addressing Drake?
So, do you remember back in the day too? And it happens a little bit currently, but we don't pay too much attention to it. When Eminem used to just snap on fools, like on a bro, like just give. I'm talking about. It didn't matter who. Cannabis is his ultimate nemesis. Like, but just used to snap on fools on a track. Like he's like, all right, I'm gonna dedicate 3 songs to you. This is from me to you. It's a gift. You're not about to do shit with these 3 songs. Like Kendrick, he has that. I know you said he said he's been sitting on a track for like 4 years. Yeah, that's cool, but he's probably got like another 3 to 4 that he really wants to probably get off his chest. Let's be real.
That's what I was
working with Metro Boomin. It's about to be go crazy. Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, don't get this twisted. This has been well thought out. He knew as soon as he wrote that verse what was going to happen. So he's had time. He's had time to think about how this scenario is going to play out, what kind of production he wants to use, what kind of samples he wants to use. He did this for a reason. He's had time to think about it, think about the different chess moves that people can make. And when Kendrick drops, it's not just a rap song. This is a whole rollout. This is artwork. This is production. This is samples. This is everything being rolled into a diss track. Think about his albums, but rolled into a diss track. That is what is scary for me if I'm Drake. Because he's not just going to diss you. He going to make a production out of it. At least those are my expectations for him.
Drew, hold on. You know it'd be messed up though? In a good way. And then it becomes like a hit on the radio and we hearing it like for like the rest of the year. Bruh. And then he goes like platinum or triple platinum off of
one song. Bro.
Bruh. Don't let that shit happen. And yeah, don't get it twisted. It can happen real soon. It could be happening right now, bro. Or he could have even recorded it already, didn't even put it out yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog. It's gonna be scary the next couple months for Drizzy. J. Cole, he might show you some leniency, but Drizzy about to get like all the bars.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even really think he need to mention J. Cole. He might want to give him a bar or something, but
yeah,
I don't even like, really think he need to even just talk to Aubrey, man. Just talk to him. You don't need to talk to nobody else. I think part of me, I've been kind of going back and forth on this. Apparently, a lot of people got a problem with Drake, and that's a little strange to me. But I don't want the other people involved to distract the situation from what it should be, and that's Kendrick versus Drake. I don't need to hear from A$AP Rocky. I don't need to hear from The Weeknd. I don't need to hear from Future right now. I just need this right now to be Kendrick and Drake talking to each other. That's what I need. Everything else can be handled separately. Right? Yeah, man. I think that's a great wrap up to the episode here. Just some quick hip hop. We're going to be right back with you guys soon here to give you a little playoff preview, hopefully. Get into some playoff talk. Seeding got set today. So we definitely want to get through that, give you some preview on some of the first round matchups. And we'll get into that soon.
Peace.